have no idea when my camera changed. There's always something with this streaming business. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create a new mod. And it won't let me for some reason. Let me just go back and do this. So I'm going to try to create my own mod again. And this is going to take a few steps. And what I'm going to do is edit this. Part 2. So I will create, I got game, I'm going to create add-on. And it's actually going to be a mod, so it'll show up there as a check mark. Resource mod 2. Resource mod 2, game dependency, modification. Now the folder's unpacked. Now see, it's got all this other stuff in here. So what we want to do is we want to get rid of everything. I don't know what to add on. Let's leave that in there. We're going to keep configless. And this is just some stuff here. And there's nothing there, of course. So what I want to do now is I have to go back to, oh, that's not showing up there anyway. Now, I don't see why I can't put this pad back up here. I've got resmod 2 right here, and I've got configless on that. So what I want to do is I want to add from the actual game itself. I'm going to add chemistry and resources. Copy. And so whatever I change in my own directory will override anything that's in the game. Now, the first thing we're going to do is go to chemistry. Wait, we want to go to split waste, which is this backup, and that was in the base. Okay, so that's in the base, and then all I have to do now is go to my own, go to the base. I'll just bring this over here more or less, and then what we're going to do is we'll add the liquids in first. Which is this here. Copy. I got so many things open here that's not funny. I just have to keep track of everything. So there's the base. Let's bring this over here. Now, chemical reactions I got up top. Other miscellaneous stuff is down here at the bottom. So I want my chemical reactions up here. And since this is a mod, anything that I put in here will either override or add to. Alright, that's the first one. And I'll put this off to the side so I know which one is which. This is the one for the large. And then the solids. Now I've got this is new, split, and then the numbers and everything. See how he's got everything lined up over there? I could just leave mine the way it is. So I've got combine 1, combine 2, and then combine. This here doesn't have a name, it seems like. So let's give it a name. Copy. Paste. Now this is going to be underscore FERT. New synthesize fertilizer recycle HW solids into fertilizer. Everything looks good from up there. All these names are different. The last one has 4 outputs, which requires the large unit. And this one is the small. The small one is available at the beginning. It can only do the liquids. Actually, let's change this to recycle liquid human waste into water. And this is going to be, it just looks better instead of having that other crap in there. Now that takes care of the human waste portion. All these other things, all these other numbers are going to be different. Everything's going to be different. The timing's going to be different. So let's save this. I want to look at something. I want to look at this sulfur thing again. See, he doesn't have that in the base. See, the sulfur mod should be in the base. It shouldn't be... Well, actually, input's Mars soil. Yeah, he's not splitting anything. He's collecting. Oh, so what's going to be interesting is that the sulfur mod adds the other stuff. Okay, now the question is going to be, alright, so what we're going to do is, everything's got saved. I'm just going to close out, no, I don't want to close out all those windows. That one, that one, that one. I want to go back to the game. I wonder if it reads these in sequential order, or how does it read them, is my question. Because I've got, alright, so I've created my mod, and my mod is number 2, and I'm just going to go look at the base again, and double check it here. I got synthesize. Let's take this out and let's make that an I. Synthesize water 1, synthesize water 2, synthesize fertilizer, blah blah blah. That's all in there. Why is this so freaking long? I want to look at synthesis. I want to look at this fertilizer. You have to use Mars soil and fertilizer to create fertile soil. That's another process. And that uses a small refinery. Now what am I thinking? Okay. So what I want to do is, if I look at the sulfur mod and I look at, let's say look at the base, and no, I don't want to look at that. Fuck. Let's look at his formula for traces. What if I added that to mine and just did something with the numbers and see which one comes up? It's the same. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the same thing here. I'm going to grab the same section, split. Oh, wait just a minute. It's Mars soil. Okay, so I'm going to grab this. Is that right? Am I doing it right? Because I'm going to have 2 mods, and this one will be in mine. I want to see which one takes precedence. Copy. And then I'm going to go to my mod, chemistry. And then I think he's got it in here. Paste. Now what I'll have to do is I'm going to put a number on this and call it 2. It doesn't matter, but I'm going to call it a 2 anyway. And then I'm going to use let's make it like, let's change all these numbers to 30. and then per second, he's got 6 on here. I'll just change that to 32. Well, that filled like cans up really quick. Maybe I don't want to do that. I'll just change it back to 6, I guess. Alright, now I called it Split Mars Soul Traces My Mod. And that will show up on the... I'm going to find out which one of the mods takes precedence. That's my question. So if I go back to here. Alright, so now I can go into the game. And I'm going to take my mod, which is 2. I'm going to pack that folder. And it looks like that barrel add-on didn't come back up. So maybe we can try that, the resource cables, the barrel storage, and the botanist, and see if that all works together later. Alright, now we're going to... I'm just going to delete this. And then I'm going to take... which one was I using? The copy, which is the one I was working on, I believe. I gotta go back here and look. That's the copy, sulfur. This one here. Alright. Alright, so that takes care of that. That's the copy. Now I'm going to go here. I'm going to pack this here. The game restarts pretty quick. I mean, it's the main game, it's not the developer game. The developer game, everything happens all at once, and I don't know. I'd rather just start fresh each time and see how it works out, you know? Now, if I go to the add-ons, first what I want to do is, I know his works. So I'm going to go into my mod. I'm going to add my mod. And see if my mod will... Oh, yeah, it should. Yeah, I got everything deleted except for what I want. The resources, I can modify if I want. It shouldn't affect anything. So my mod is ready to get used. I go to the editor. And oh, I can't remember if his uses the small refinery or the large one to get the sulfur out. I think it's the small one. Let me go find out. Crap. I have copies of that elsewhere, so I can always go back and look here. Right there. Alright, to get the sulfur, I've got 4 outputs. I believe that's the large. That's the large. I think the small one only has 3 outputs. So we will need a large refinery. This is my mod now, with the new waste product thing added. I think, yes. Construction astronaut. Let's see what we got here. Power cable. Power cable. Just scoot down here. Toilet. We need materials refinery. Large. Actually, I'm gonna need a small one too, because I want to look at the other one. I'm gonna need solar arrays. And we're gonna need a small topsoil extractor, small. Okay, that's looking good. We need our cans. Resource barrel. Now, while doing this, it's archaic. You know, once you get... I'm actually doing a mod, so that's why it's taking me a lot longer. I'm not actually playing the game. And I want to play the game, you know? But I want to play it create, take a picture, that's all done, save it, go to main menu, scenario, hopefully I've got everything right. Let's go ahead and set this stuff. So the first thing you want to do, like when you're in a game, you want to collect your resources and get them going first. That's the big priority. It's a very priority-driven game. And my thinking is that once I start playing the game more actively, that what I will do is I will plan the landing at night and get everything all set up so that when daytime shows up, that everything's all ready to go and collect resources. Because you don't want to waste 1 minute of time. Everything takes a long time in this game. I need a can. Collect our Martian soil here. Let's grab this toilet here. Again, you have to hit the Q button to get the tool to come up in his hand, and then assemble everything before you can even use it. Something that I did not know about when I first started playing this game, like, nobody told me anything because, like, nobody was around, you know? And I didn't know. I mean, I didn't know anything. So there's kind of a steep learning curve, and, you know, you gotta have a lot of patience with the beginning of the game. A lot of patience. Now, to grab the human waste, I put it on the bottom. I don't know. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and sit there. It takes like 2 seconds. Hit the E twice. And this one I'm going to grab and connect this to here. Which just barely made it. Now I'm going to go grab our human waste. And we'll say that this is the liquid form first, and I don't know if that's the input there. I don't have anything connected to that yet because I'm using that solar panel, and I don't think that cable's gonna reach over there, is it? Let me grab this here. I'm gonna disassemble this guy here. Hold the R down and move the mouse to orient things. Alright, that looks good. We should should have enough soil in there. I don't know how much is in here. Now there's 13 units in there. It's only running off the solar panels, like no batteries. Now you can see it moving down there on the bottom. That's pretty cool. That's like that War of the Worlds thing coming out to get you. I used the mouse wheel to scroll in there. I'm just gonna grab that. Now, I'm just gonna drop this. Hopefully it doesn't run away on me. Alright, now I need some cans here, don't I? Alright, so where's the small one? So in the game you have to build the large unit. Those are the inputs on this side. You have to build the large refinery. The small refinery is included in the first drop. I jumped over that cable. The guy can jump pretty good. Move the mouse wheel in. Alright, now I'm going to grab this cable here. There we go. The refineries don't seem to use a lot of power. They seem to work very well. Or at least the small one does. Gotta find my mouse. Now, Alright, there's Mars Soil Traces My Mod. So it picked up on... Oh, well... Oh shit, there's no input or output at all. That's interesting. Let's see if synthesized water is in here. There's synthesized water 1. That was part of my mod. 6 human waste. 1 ammonia. 2 water and 1 carbon. No, the processing may be pretty slow. Because it takes... Yeah, it's like really slow because it takes 6 hours. Exactly what time it is in the game. Let's grab this other stuff here. Oh. Oh, I know why there's... That's my mod, though. Oh, the sulfur's not there. Sulfur. See, only the sulfur, and the sulfur's not there because that wasn't included as part of the resource, or there were some other things missing. That's why it didn't show up there. And it won't show up in the large one either. So the only thing I have left to do is to wait here. And I don't know what time. Oh, there's the biomonitor. So you just put that in there. One thing you never want to do is grab your helmet and take it off. Otherwise, you're goner. You don't have time to put it back on. You're dead. I did that quite a few times in this game, I'll tell you. Alright, let me hit the Q. Now see, it doesn't tell you anything about the time. Let's see. I can't get the mouse to work. Oh, you have to right click to get access to it. There's ways to test for it. I don't know how to. I think that only shows up. There's ways for this stuff to show up. Still says 130 in there. Oh, you know what? Shit. I gotta go back out. Alright, so the time frame was 1 to 1. I don't editor. Editor. See, this is the problem. You can't load scenarios that you save. You got to start all over. But maybe that's okay. Maybe I can change the time frame. Load. That's the same one, ain't it? Damn. Yeah. You know what I could do? I could change this to 60. Starting time. I see it's almost getting daylight right there. There's 1,300 hours. 1,400 hours. O'clock in the morning. I don't know, 1,400 hours. If it's 160, I may not have enough time to set everything up. Oh, I know what I could do. Let's make it one. That'll give me some time to set everything up. Now I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna look at my real clock over here and see how long it takes for that 2 hours. Alright, so let's see. Alright, so this is going to bring this over to this guy. Actually, what I could have done, let's put it here. And I'll bring this guy over here. See, the sun's coming up pretty good shape. Oh, that can's rolling, ain't it? Alright, so R, that looks good. I'll put this on the input here. Oh my god, he's stuck on the damn thing. Where the hell the cables go? Get this baby hooked up here. Yeah, oh, he stepped on the cable and flew a fucking mile. swap that over. Maybe it wasn't even set in right. Maybe I didn't set it in. I don't know, I don't remember. I think this is put in there though. Alright, that takes care of that. Now he's gonna put in 3 cans in here. I think that's an output. It's an output. We're moving along really good now. Alright, so now go back in here. Now we got things really moving here. And we want synthesized water 1. Which is that. Close that. We have to click on all of these cans. And it's already processing. Now that should start right up as soon as stuff gets going in there. I have no idea what time it is. I wish I knew there was a way to find the time. I guess you can tell by looking at the sun. See, there's the sun there. It kind of comes up there and then it goes over there. So, in half a day, I want this thing to get completed in half a day. I have no idea what time it is. I guess it's just a matter of waiting. Oh, there is a time clock on that. It's 12 o'clock. It's on the machine. So according to that, it's like noon time. So now we have to wait. The first cycle is 4 units, and I don't know. I probably made it. It said 0.002 units per second. I probably did something wrong with that calculation. I just know I did. It's units per second. Okay, so if I want to burn up 120 units in 6 hours, so if I divide that by 6, that's 20 units. It's 20 units per hour. It's already gone. It's It's already gone an hour. So I should have burned up 20 units already. It hasn't done anything. Or 20 units for 60 minutes. Equivalent to 360 seconds. Two units, 36 seconds. Units per 60 minutes. There's 60 seconds. Oh shit, you know what? It's 360 seconds. 3,600 seconds. Units. So it's 2 units. Seconds. Now see, they've got, I think they've got seconds per unit on there. I gotta go look. Alright, so chemistry, backup. Per second. All it says is per second. I'm guessing it's units per second. See, I've got 1 unit every 180 seconds. What the fuck? I'm screwing up somehow. See, I got 0.005. .006 units per second times, now there's 60 seconds in 1 minute. Seconds times 1 hour times 6. 21,600. That's 130 units right there. It's supposed to be 0.006. And it says low power. I've already gone like 3 hours and nothing came out. There's something wrong with that timing. You know, I don't understand the timing. I had this problem before. This was my headache before. Okay, I calculated the right amount. 0.006 units per second is equivalent to 130 units in 6 hours. That's the whole can. Maybe it's seconds per unit. Per second. So like splitting nitric oxide. Every 2.5 seconds, it will do 1 unit. I don't understand it. It's confusing me. See, I want 180 seconds to go by before it does 1 unit. Well, I know that number is supposed to be 0.06, and I wasn't getting nothing. So I changed it to 0.6. This is just a process of elimination, you know. Resmod 2. And the time is still 160. I gotta change my thing here. I thought I changed it once. Wait a minute, let me just recycle this thing here. Alright, so I packed it, it's already on there. And let's do this. No, I gotta do the editor. I have to redo the whole thing again. I think. You have to keep doing this until you get the timing right, and it's... I don't know, you know? So now I'm working on timing. Maybe I should put that on the stream. Or redo the stream. I should put that on there. There's the small one here. Materials are finally small. Solar array. So we just need the solar array, the toilet, and 4 cans. So I have 4 cans, 1 in, 3 out. Oops. Create picture. Yes. Timing. Scenario. This is back to 12. No. 14. See, it says the starting time is 14. Let's make it 12. That's 60. I wonder if I should make it 24. Because that's really my gameplay is 24. And I don't know if it makes a difference. Let's just do it that way. I have to figure this out. I gotta do this timing thing again. I'm gonna edit this and change this here. Timing issues. Alright, where's my shit here? Now, well, the sun, you're supposed to point it towards the direction of the sun. It's kind of like not getting pointed in that direction, I don't think. But it's close enough. As far as I can tell. Again, I use the bottom one. I don't know, the first time I went on the on there, and the top one didn't fill up or something. I don't know. So the input is right there. Uh-oh, he's like climbing on top of the toilet. You can use that mouse. He's got long arms. I may have put that into the wrong slot. Yes, I did. That's an input slot there. The input slots are towards the display panel. Now we'll just verify that we've got 130 units of waste in there. We'll just go around this way just to make sure. We will check our synthesized water 1. All the rates are correct. I'm going to do all of this, click these modules. And this is processing. And the time is 08. I think it says 0830 on there, and it's going to be slower now. So now we just have to sit here and wait. So 0.6. It is 0830. I think it's an 8. And I have to sit here and wait until at 1:24 game speed. So I don't have to really watch this. I could go make me something to eat now and see how many units gets processed within a certain time frame. So 1 hour, 1/6 of what gets produced out here should get produced in 1 hour. That's 9 o'clock. That says Synth Mars Soil? That's not the right one. Synth Mars Soil? Why is that up there? Process. Human waste, ammonia, water, and carbon. Synthesized water 1. Oh, we got something. 9:30. In 1 hour, I got 6 units of water. One hour. 1 hour I got 8 units of water. And it used 24 units of human waste. Units of water. This is like a trial and error thing, and there's no clouds. You know, it's like no clouds at all. Well, that's like 2 hours and I've got 20 units of water. That's 10 units per hour. And I've used 60. Jesus. 10 water per hour used. Used 30 HW. That's at 0.6. It's like halfway done right now. I started at 8:30 and it's 11. So that's too fast. So 8:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. used 1.5 can. So that's like 2.5 hours. So that's a 0.6. So if I divide that in half, if I change this to a 0.5, equals 0.25. That will be 0.25 per second is equivalent to So let's go back. So my mod's working now. That's a good thing. But the timing was not right. And the timing has to do with the input used. I don't care about the output. And then I want to make way for like clouds and whatever and power at the beginning. Let's see, show folder. So if I just bring this over here, and then we just show this folder here. Here. Let's bring this over. And that's not the. That's the other guy's mod. Base. Alright, so I'll bring this out here. So I was using 6 human waste and at 0.6 well, at 2 hours it used up half the can. At 2 hours used 60 units of product input. So if I cut that down, if I make that 0.3, that's going to be 60 units in 4 hours. Sixty units in 4 hours is 0.3. If I divide it again, it's gonna make 8 hours. I don't want 8 hours. $60 units in 2 hours. Two, 4, 6. So wouldn't it be 0.2? If it's 0.6 is 60 units. So if it's 0.2, I think it's 0.2. So if it's 0.2, that should be 60 units in 6 hours. Because I'm using 6 with 6 HW each turn. And I want, wait a minute now, Wait just a minute. I want the whole can used in 6 hours. So I'd have to double that. That would be 0.4, wouldn't it? If it's 60 units used in 6 hours at 0.2, then I have to double that. That's 0.4. See, that's a problem I had before, okay? The amount of input always changes. So, it's... the main product yeah, it's the amount of input, isn't it? Fuck. So 0.4 per second of 6 units of product is equivalent to 120 units of product in 6 hours. So if I just change this to 0.4, and then on this one here, it's going to take twice as long, so that would be 12 hours for this. Oh, but that uses 0.4 input. Shit. See, that's what screws me up now. See, I've got to change the per second number in accordance with the number of human waste used. Okay, so if this was a 6, that would be 0.2. But it's not. It's a 4. How do I get 12 hours out of that fucking number? It's gonna use an oh, it's 660. So it's times 10 and times 2. So times 10 is 40 times 2. It's going to use 80 units. Now, see, I need to bring that up to 120. I think it's a third higher. That's like 0.6. 0.6, 7, 0.7. I could say 0.3, you know what? I'll just call it good. That's what I'm going to do. Now I just gotta unclick this. So that number makes a difference. So then I'll say, let's see here, 0.3 per second of 4 product used is equivalent to 120 units used in 12 hours. A game time of 124. Now the more accurate one would be the shit. I didn't pack it. I don't think I packed it. If I did, I don't remember. It's packed. Okay, good. So now I remember the difficulty that I had with this game is you base the timing on the amount of product that you're using as an input, the main product, not how much you want to get out of the product, but how much you're putting in. Alright, so let's do this again. Astronaut medium, construct. We just need one cable. We need a small, well, I need recessed barrels. Shitter. I'm glad the toilet works. See, that's another thing. In the initial part of the game, you don't get a toilet. It's like, you gotta have a toilet. What are you gonna do? You gotta have a crapper. I think that's it, correct? Small, everything's there. New scenario. Call it A1. Create. Go to properties. 124. Start is 12. And just leave this the way it is. Actually, that's another thing too, like if the weather's really bad, everything else is gonna suck. I gotta come up with a formula for the timing. I think it would be nice. What if you get 2 people? I guess, well, 2 people generates, it doesn't really matter because you're still using more than what you can create or whatever. Oh. I like the game. I mean, you know, once I get this all set up and can start playing it, it'll be fun. You have to kind of get right in there. To get that thing to connect. Uh-oh. Oh, psh, actually it's a psh, because we're doing the liquid form. Look how quick that was. Alright, so now all we gotta do is, it's gonna take longer this time because of everything. 6 human waste, 2 water, 1 ammonia, 1 carbon. I always have to click on the barrels here. And the time is... I can't read it. I think it's like 8 o'clock or something. And that's another thing, so... I want to figure out these formulas. So let's see, 12 hours on editor is equivalent to 0800 on Mars. Morning time. Now while that's doing its thing, so it started around 8 o'clock, so 6 hours is 2 in the afternoon. Nine o'clock, we've almost got an output. 2 water in 1 hour. That doesn't seem like a lot. I've used 6 units. Well, that's what the thing is. I've used 6 units for water in 1 hour. So in 6 hours, that's 24 units of water. Used in 6 hours is only 60 units used off of the input. Fuck, that's not right. It needs to be double that. This is with no clouds. Wonder why it says low power. It's got plenty of sun. The load is 600 watts. The grid's only 300. Oh, wow, this uses, the small one uses 2 of those solar panels, I guess. So that's going to cut everything in half, too. So, and that's even with, oh, those are batteries. I wonder if does it charge batteries? I want to look at that too. You know what? I don't know what those batteries are. I haven't looked at any of the energy efficiencies in this game or anything. I'll let that do its thing for a little bit. Wait, let's see what time that said. It says 10:30. Wow, I've used about half of it already and it's 10:30. That's about right then. 8, 9, 10, 11 is 3 hours. Let's sit here and wait for a minute. You know what? The numbers are right. It's actually a little slower, which is fine with me. So there's 3 hours right there and it's used up half of the input. I like it. I freaking like it. It's working like freaking perfect right now. Shit. There it is right there. It's like perfect. That's with no clouds, no overcast, and 1 solar panel. I think I like it. I like the number. I'm just trying to think of something here. think this is working fine. Now my question is, okay, we've got water, right? The question is, how do I access the water? How do I get the water into these space water packs? How does the guy drink water in the game? I have no idea. He just has these packs. Maybe there's a way to fill them up, which I don't know about, you know? Look at that, dude. We've got ammonia. We got water. We got freaking 20 units of water, or whatever the hell it was. So if I use... Oh, God, I don't know. Let's let it sit here and run, right? I'm so proud of myself right now. Well, it's like 11:30. 2 o'clock it should run out. It's like using quite a lot, I think. And it's not been 6 hours yet. It's already down to 30. Maybe it's gonna work. can already. It is 13:30 and there's 4 units left. So that's almost 6 hours that went through the whole can. It's probably pretty good because then if it gets cloudy and whatever, you know, it may take a whole day to get some water. I don't know how much the guy uses here, how to get water into him. Alright, so that works. I think I'm happy with it. Now it's a matter of doing all the other numbers. And I will be back for that on another stream.